Hello, dear friend, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This week, we will have a solar eclipse in Gemini. It happens on Thursday, and it's kind of the middle of the week. So, before that, we are in the last phase of the lunar cycle. It means that the energy is kind of low and it's kind of down. On top of that, we also have Mercury retrograde, which means that the first few days of this week can be a little slower. And we need to take a little bit more time to process things, to prepare, maybe to finish all things that we have worked on in the past, completing, and after that, moving on. I have another video about the solar eclipse. I will put it under this one in the description, or you may just check my channel and you will find the video about the solar eclipse. Overall, it's pretty exciting because we have the North Node included, which means we need to focus on the future, new ideas, new visions. Mercury is combust around this solar eclipse, so it's a crazy combination. The other big news for this week is the ingression of Mars. Mars is moving in a new sign, the sign of Leo. And that's actually great news because Mars feels much stronger and more comfortable in Leo than it has felt in Cancer. So that can really help with initiating new things and being more creative in the things that we do, and overall having more energy, more courage, believing more in what we can do and what we can achieve. Mars in Leo really knows how to do that. So by the end of the week, we may really find that things are quite different. They're more dynamic. We are more open to do things, to initiate things. Mercury will still be retrograde by the end of the week, but Mars will be in a much stronger sign and we will be in the new lunar cycle, which happens after a solar eclipse. So I think that this week is kind of like a transitional point, and it will make and actually bring some really interesting changes for us. And I also want to share with you that because of this powerful solar eclipse, we are currently offering a special promotion for the moon course. It analyzes how we can explore, how we can use the moon to achieve and manifest our desires. So check the link below. You will learn some interesting techniques for using new moons, full moons, some rituals, and that can really help. So check below and make sure to join us now because it's a very limited offer. Okay, let's start now with Monday. On Monday, we have the moon in Taurus. So overall, the energy is slow and balanced, and we need to be patient. We can be pretty concentrated on practical things like financial matters. But the problem of the moon is the square with Saturn. This may bring some delays, some kind of blockages, some kind of resistance. And overall, for business activities, this may not be the most productive day. On the other side, there is a conjunction with Uranus, which means that things can be exciting and quite interesting, but also unpredictable. That's why here you can find that on finances, I have written attention. Because it's possible that there might be some positive opportunities, but there may also be some really unpredictable situations. So be more cautious, but keep in mind that something good may come out of it. And overall, we need to remain patient and concentrated and hard working. After that, on Tuesday, we actually have some pretty nice combination between Venus and Saturn. And this aspect can really help with some emotional balance. It's great also for financial decisions, investments, purchases, business negotiations, all kinds of business projects as well. And overall, finding the balance between what the heart wants and what the mind wants, and using some amount of healthy logic, so to speak. So overall, a beneficial day for almost everything. From personal life things to money to business, we can be pretty good with our evaluations of things and prioritizing things. So that's also a great advantage. The moon is in Taurus during the first half of the day, which brings more focus to the patience and the practicality and to some financial matters as well. And after 3 p.m., the moon will move to Gemini, which means that we can focus more on planning and some ideas and communication. And overall, we can feel a little bit more flexible and things might become more interesting. After that, on Wednesday, we are preparing for the upcoming solar eclipse. The eclipse is on Thursday, which means that on Wednesday, the moon is invisible. And it means that it's right behind the sun. So overall, the energy is very low. We may not be really productive. It's a great time for processing things, for maybe taking a rest and not putting too many things on your plate, for sure. You may prioritize your plans, the things that you want to work on. Generally, focusing on your ideas is very important. I talk a lot about this in the video about the solar eclipse. And the moon will actually join the North Node on Wednesday, which means that we may have some insights about the future. So I really want to recommend you to take some time off, some time for yourself to, again, as I talk in the other video, ask yourself the right questions and give yourself some time and allow the answers, your own answers, to show up for you. It can be a very beneficial time for inner exploration and personal work. Not necessarily so important for the external things, even though with the positive help of Saturn, with the North Node, we may also achieve something kind of like stable and important. But my feeling is that the main focus should be on the internal processes and the ideas that we can find. Thursday is, of course, the biggest day, not only this week, but probably this whole month, with the solar eclipse in Gemini. Again, check the other video for more interpretations. It's interesting that the Sun and Mercury will be in exact conjunction, which triggers Mercury as a ruler of the sign. Mercury is retrograde, so there might be lots of processing of ideas, of the past, of connections that we can reestablish. But again, the focus should be not just on the past, but how can we translate that into the future? What do you need to take from your past? What do you need to leave behind you? And then bring your focus to the present and the future. The North Node is the one which is triggered by the solar eclipse. So it's about the future, and it can be pretty exciting as well. The other interesting aspects which kind of like combine with the solar eclipse include Pluto. Pluto will have creative aspects with both the Sun and Mercury. And this is an incredible opportunity for transformations, for going deeper, finding some deeper truths, some healing, and more focus and more insights and dedication. So it can be truly amazing. And I'm not saying that it's very easy and we just need to, like lay down and expect for the miracles. No, with such intensity as the solar eclipse and lots of Pluto energy and combust Mercury, we need to get involved in the process, and we need to be ready for those transformations. But it can be very empowering and extremely beneficial. But prepare that on Thursday things might be intense. Then on Friday, Mars is actually ingressing into Leo, so totally new energy, and we can really feel more encouraged and more kind of braver and more enthusiastic and passionate about things. And this is not just for Friday. Those are the tendencies for the following weeks. Mars spends between a month and a half and 2 months in one sign. So for the most part of the summer, June, July, Mars will be in Leo. So great for feeling more empowered, doing the things that you are enthusiastic about, and enjoying it at the same time. It's beneficial for business, for creativity, for some independent work as well. The moon is in Cancer on Friday, so we can also focus on some family matters, personal relationships, self-care, and overall keep in mind that people are more sensitive and we need to respect that. On Saturday, the moon will join Venus in Cancer, which is very beneficial. The two feminine planets meeting together under the rulership of the moon. So people can be especially sensitive and open for communication, for sharing, especially spending time with friends and family and partners can be very rewarding and fulfilling, and highly recommended. We may also focus on some financial matters, something especially related to our home or the family. And overall, this can be a great time for making compromises. If you have some issues in your communication, this can be a great time to actually discuss and make some compromises and be more diplomatic. With Mercury retrograde, we may have those issues in our communication, and this Moon-Venus conjunction in Cancer can help with bringing more compassion and empathy and understanding and actually making the needed compromises. So it's a great time for personal life communication and also for relaxation. Just give yourself some time to relax and do something nice and just have some fun. Sometimes we forget how important it is to have fun. And on Sunday, we have a square between the Sun and Neptune. This aspect may bring some kind of confusion. We may forget about something. We might be too sensitive, over emotional. So if you have some important tasks, make sure to plan for them and write everything down so you don't forget it. In the area of communication, there might be also some issues, complications, lack of clarity, or misleading information. So make sure to check that. That includes also contracts or any other formal communication. There might be things that are not very clear. On the other side, Venus has a very nice aspect with Uranus, which can bring positive changes in the area of relationships, some nice surprises or exciting experiences or some adventures, and overall positive changes. This aspect is also very beneficial for financial activities, investments, purchases, and so on. And Venus has another aspect with Saturn, which is a quincunx. The quincunx is a complicated aspect. At first, there might be some issues, but we may overcome them, and eventually the aspect may become positive. So this aspect can help us actually to be more patient and grounded and practical in relationships, in financial stuff, and in regards to everything that we want. The moon is also in Cancer during the first half of the day. So emotionality, sensitivity, we might feel a little lazy, a little demotivated because of the combination with the Sun-Neptune aspect. So don't push yourself too much. Don't try to do too many things at the same time. Relax, use your imagination, your creativity if you have some tasks to solve. And after 2 p.m., the energy will definitely be more dynamic because the moon is shifting to Leo. And this can allow us to take more action, become more inspired, more enthusiastic, more creative, to have more fun. So the second half of the day can definitely be more dynamic. So that was our weekly astrology overview. Again, I want to remind you that we have a special offer for the Moon Predictions course. It's a great course on how to use the moon in your advantage, to plan things, to handle with different emotional stuff. We have rituals for new moons, full moons, great EFT practices. We will have a full lesson on using Lunar Returns, which is also something great. So check it out. And if you're interested, please join us now because it's a very limited offer. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy solar eclipse. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon.